What's up, gang?
Let me go secure for the game right quick.
Hey, what's up, gang?
I got it.
I think it's my fault.
Free the real.
What's up,
Keep the
gang?
rest.
Hey, I got that check to go.
I'm gone.
A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault. No car. I want that car. I'm dripping. I'm stuck with the sauce.
Good drip. Good drip.
But she love you, don't cut your. Reynolds Da Vinci is white. Limited Louis, that's light. Rape in the city, that's light. LED, look at the lights. We the ones don't like. But you look too light. Why even play with so light? Bank account looking like yikes. I went from feeling all kites to putting it in my block. Blue Gucci sweater is drill. Somebody give me a. These ain't like the cops. Gossiping more than a. In jail I had. I make you cut off the. Think that I made it, they can't be my friends, so they wanna be ops. If I see them hanging and I'm in that spaceship, I'm dropping the top. Ain't like my beat ain't no happy belated, I'm counting the guap. Who gave you the voice? Who told you your thoughts count? GPS straight to the money. I put my big homie up the big Mickey Mouse. You posted your at 12 and 8 that night, she had my all over the mansion. Can't sit on my house. I got that check to go. A lot of these look lost. They broke. They think it's my fault.
And, Coach, we come at you from the shores of Lake Erie. EA Sports has the coverage of the NFL from First Energy Stadium here in Cleveland, Ohio. This was the scene a few minutes ago. The dog pound in full roar as their Browns emerge from their tunnel. And they're ready to go as they get set to match up with the New York Jets. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. A first carry now for the rookie from SC. It's Ronald Jones. That one 28 yards on the ground.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. High. And they'll get him down here at about the 42. A good run there on first down, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 2. You often say that sort of opens the playbook now, 2nd and short. What do you think, early shot here?
I like where you're going. Obviously, we've been together for a while because you know me. I want to take that shot early and loosen things up.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. They'll try to throw now. Winston. Dancing to his left. And this one grabbed by Darren Fells. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 20-yard line. And a nice gain of 21 yards. A first red zone opportunity for the Browns thus far. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. First down, a run with Hyde. And this play gets blown up. They'll lose yardage. Back at the 17. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
I know when I was a kid, I always got real excited when I saw those lateral-type runs. But the best backs that made it happen, they put a foot in the ground and just go. That didn't happen there. That play got swallowed up.
It's the first NFL touchdown of the young career of Ronald Jones. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. With these Thursday night games, sometimes you get those quick turnarounds. You wonder how a team's going to start. They started really well.
Everyone's always wondering, going into a Thursday night game, who has their legs, who has, the overall health of a team. But mentally, if you get that early edge, the other team might think to itself, it's been a short week, we're not really ready to go. You might run them into the ground that way. That's why getting that early score means a lot.
Of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
To throw on second down is Darnold. He hits Jermaine Kearse. And they'll get it all the way out near midfield to the 45. 23 yards on the play.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Leopard! Watch it now, Barney!
And now a timeout called defensively by the Browns. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Leopard! Over!
On 1st and 10, Darnold. Looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Cannon. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. Call it a gain of 3, and it'll make it a second down. That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Here's Darnold now on second down. Flushed out right. That one's complete to Tomlinson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. That one goes for 24 yards. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now as they've got it to the 28-yard line. Now the first carry for an Ohio native. It's Ezekiel Elliott. And he gets it all the way down inside the 10 to the 5-yard line. Good yardage as he rumbles for 24 and a first. So back-to-back big runs picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Ezekiel Elliott, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Jets are an extra point away from tying this thing up. And he knocks it through. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. This one fielded at the 5. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior. Big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Let's convert.
On second down, it's Jones. Now Jones is hit. He lost the football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. We figured they'd come out with intensity and aggressiveness on the defensive side of the ball, and they have an early turnover to show for it.
They lived up to their reputation. That's who they are. They want to attack on every play, even though they're playing defense. And you're exactly right. Force the early turnover, and now they'll try to attack again and again throughout the game.
And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. On second down, Darnold being chased out left. And he's just going to get rid of this thing to no one here. He throws it away, and now it's third. The Jets and Browns, two cellar dwellers from a year ago, and they did meet in that season, Week 5 in Cleveland. Myles Garrett, it was his NFL debut. He got 2 sacks, but it was former Brown Josh McCown throwing 2 second-half touchdown passes to lead the Jets to the victory.
And every time I hear about the Jets and Browns playing, you know what I think about? The first ever Monday Night Football game. The Jets at the Browns. Cleveland won. I believe it was 1970.
It was indeed. I just happen to have the note here. I don't know this off the top of my head, but September 21st, 1970. And Myers able to knock it through. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal? And they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive. A little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown. But they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
They'll go again to Jones. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Well, they're making an effort to get the ground game going tonight. So far, it's working.
I like what we're seeing from the offensive line. They seem to have the leverage going, and they're controlling things and reestablishing the line of scrimmage, moving that defensive front backwards, but also like what the runner's giving us, too. It appears that he's been waiting all day long to get out here and take off.
Now he'll throw deep left side, trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. It's the linebacker, Michael Kendricks, and his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. Well, when someone other than the quarterback is throwing the football, it's either beautiful or a disaster, and here it was the latter.
Nowhere in between, right? You're exactly right.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jamie Collins. He's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. A shotgun snap for Darnold. Buying time to his left. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And give him 10 that time as he was able to get away from the pressure and get a nice gain.
While you admire anyone trying to pick up an additional couple of yards, they're just not worth it when you take shots like that. Quarterbacks have to stay in the game and stay on the field.
To throw on 3rd down, Webb. He's got Curse. How did he stay on his feet? With Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin with you. It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now. Down at the 31. A first down carry by Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. He makes a wonderful play there off the corner, protecting his side of the field.
Oh, that reminds me of the great defenses of old, doesn't it? The Pittsburgh Steelers, Steel Curtain. They would not let you get on the field if you could only do one thing. You had to be a complete guy, and you had to be able to tackle.
Now, I know I've said this before, but you know I wasn't alive when the Steel Curtain was played. I know them, but I just want to let you know I wasn't alive.
I'm going to keep peppering that in there, and one of these days you're going to think that you were.
That's good for a Jet first down, a gain of 13. First carry for Trenton Cannon, and he's eaten up at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard down to the 16.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
On second down, Webb. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Desmond Trufant, and a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Let's go. Return the play. Let's go.
Following the interception, Winston. Throw right side is into the hands of his tight end, Everett. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. 13 yards to pick up there. Good for a Cleveland first.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense at every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
It's an 8-yard pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
550.
Winston. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And just like that, it's third down.
Let's go. White. Let's go.
On third down, Winston. Eluding the pressure right. Trying to squeeze it into Edelman, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And the return stops at the 39-yard line. Edelman was the intended target.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking. But the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They had great starting position to begin the drive, but now they look up at a 3rd and 5. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Darnold. This is Crowell on the catch. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive. On first down, it's Webb. Escaping the pressure right. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
The Jets on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. They're up against a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll turn to the power game at Oluwalu. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Watching that run takes me back to something a famous old coach once said. Any player he wants on his team, he wants him to be agile, mobile, and most definitely hostile.
Now Elliott. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good run, 8 yards there, and it'll be 2nd and goal. That's what they wanted out of that 1st down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting...
And he is in. Touchdown, New York. Ezekiel Elliott with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. It's good to make it 17-7. Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Browns offense, they get ready to head back onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of...
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. Steps away to his left. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away, incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
But one thing that I've liked defensively is that they've shown him a lot of different looks here in the 1st half. They've come after him. They've sat back. I think that's what you need to do to keep an offense guessing.
And they certainly have kept them on their toes. That's why they haven't had much success on the scoreboard. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Check that guy. Let's go.
On 2nd down, Winston again. Forced out to his left. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. Give him 3 on the play, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down. The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. To the air again with Winston. That's going to be complete to his tight end Everett. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. The Browns passing game finding its stride. They've got another 1st down.
Well, sometimes our pregame meetings do pay off, don't they? What do the guys in the locker room call him?
Well, they said it with a chuckle. They called him Old Reliable.
Yeah, that means he doesn't move quite as fast as he used to, but he still knows all the tricks, doesn't he? Even that little gentle push-off in order to get open. He finds a way to pick up a 1st down.
He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
Let's go.
Now Jameis on 2nd down. This will be caught at about the 5. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
Let's go. It's time to play. Watch me foul that.
3rd and short yardage. Winston sliding out of the pocket. And the Jets defense making things difficult there. 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. New York set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
On first down, it's Darnold. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. It's a gain of 5, and that'll make it a second down. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. To throw on second down, here's Webb. Flush to his right. He's got his tight end on the corner route. It's complete. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
Leopard! Leopard! Detroit! Detroit!
A first down throw, Darnold dancing to his left. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Robbie Anderson. That'll bring up second down. So on second down, the field goal unit is on here as they try to get 3 before half. And now a timeout defensively after that first down play. So they're going to make this offense sweat out half number 1. And for the second time tonight, this field goal unit comes out here. This from 54 yards away. And Myers able to knock it through. And they double them up here. That makes our score 20-10. So they get the 3, increase their lead to close out the half.
Excellent way to end a drive. Go into the locker room with a little bit of extra momentum after adding 3 to their total.
And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
And with time running short here, they'll simply take a knee, and that should do it for half number 1. So we've reached halftime with the visiting Jets on top. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. So out now come the Jets. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Third quarter and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Webb. He'll rifle this one deep right side. That's caught inside the 20. Big yardage that time for the Jets. 59 yards.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. 10th carry now for Elliott. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
Again, it's Elliott. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 3rd down, Webb being chased out left. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow him to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let him get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. So 3 field goals that he's hit now. This last one helps him stretch out the lead.
He's been solid, hasn't he? And he lives up to the adage that every offensive coach has ever said to us. We want to end every possession with a kick, right? For them, it's either extra point, field goal, or at worst, a punt. In this case, it's been 3s.
They go play action here on 1st down. Going deep here for Landry. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. They have not gotten him going at all. Tried to spark something there with a longer throw, unable to complete it.
But you have to keep trying. He's one of their best playmakers. No matter what it says on the scoreboard, you're always trying to get him the football.
Jameis to throw it. He's going to look deep now for Landry. And got his man complete. And all the way down to the 35. A big play that time for Cleveland. 41 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to...
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Julian Edelman, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Browns are back within a score. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
New York set to take the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11. Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. Buying time to his left. And an alley to run. He turned that into a nice gain. Gets him 8 yards closer for 3rd down.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there, not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
Now a first carry for the backup, Isaiah Crowell. And not much of an opening there as he's only going to get this to about the 32. Just a 1-yard pickup there, and it'll be 4th down. Here's Lachlan Edwards now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And before this 4th and 3 play, we're going to get whistles and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Well, the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. They're going to go. It's Darnold. It's complete. Swings it out to his running back. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert on 4th down.
No. Check. Patriot.
The give is to Elliott. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
Barney. Over. All right, now, lucky 56.
To throw on 2nd down is Darnold. And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be out of bounds, able to take it down to the 40. That one goes for 24 yards.
Sometimes it seems like a tough world out there. Many thought Sam Darnold would go #1 overall to the Browns, and he fell to #3 to the New York Jets. I think he fell to a great situation. He gets to go to New York with a rebuilding team, take over the job right then and there. And while many were expecting Broadway Baker Mayfield, instead, they got sudden Sam Darnold. And I think the Jets fans are going to be very happy to have him.
Detroit!
They go to Elliott again. And a short gain down to about the 33. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
They'll try and run for it with Elliott. What a spin. It's a pickup of 6 and good enough to move the chains.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense get a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard.
All right, now, lucky 56.
Another carry tonight for the workhorse Elliott. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Leopard! Gone! Over!
And they'll try the air now with Darnold. Flushed out right. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's 3rd down.
Leopard! Detroit!
And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's Jet football as they've got the lead here, and we get set to begin quarter number 4. The Jets on 3rd down. They've hit 4 of 7. This is 3rd and 8.
Detroit!
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. It's caught by Corral. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Call it a pickup of 7, and that's going to bring up a 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the 1st down. In this case, it didn't happen.
A big one there. That gives him a little cushion and makes it a 2-score game.
Yeah, bled a little time off the clock, put some points on the board. It's not totally out of reach yet, but it has to feel pretty good to them right now because as a defender, you go out on the field and say, guess what? You can put some points on the board, but that won't beat us.
The Browns offense trotting back onto the field.
Let's go.
Play action now, Winston. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 11. Working out of the gun, Winston steps away to his left. He can run for it, and he will. For a big guy, Jameis sure can move. Did a nice job there picking up the first down with his legs.
All right, partner, I'm a defender, but I can't express my admiration there. Moving around, making it happen, and instead of worrying about protecting himself, he goes and gets the first down. I've got to give it to him on that one.
Normally, you don't want your guy taking shots, your quarterback, but it's winning time here in the 4th quarter. If he needs to make those plays with the legs, go ahead, right?
Yeah, no doubt about it. At this stage of the game, all protections, they're off.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. A 2nd down throw for Winston. He's going to let this one go deep. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big play that time for Cleveland. 44 yards. From the red zone now, Winston. Forced out to his left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Cleveland. Gerald Everett, his first touchdown of the new season. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. And with the rules as touchy as they can be, it's so hard to complete a diving catch in the end zone, but he just did it pretty well.
How about him getting his body, his hands, everything underneath and around the football without it hitting the ground and causing some doubt in the minds of the people who have to look at this and possibly review it. What a tremendous effort and a great catch.
And the Jets set to take the field. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
On 2nd down, Webb. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. Give him 9 on the play, and that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. The last catch nearly got him a first, but it did not, and they'll try to convert on 3rd and inches. On 3rd down, Elliott. They get 9 yards there, and they get a first down.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
And an alley to run. And he'll slide down to avoid the contact. 10 yards is the pickup. Good enough for a Jet first down.
How many times have we seen this late in the 4th quarter? Because you know the pass rush is getting after him, and they get upfield, get that great push, and what do they create? Space, and he takes off.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And now running right through it. Oh, and now he bowls him over. Room here to run. He's to the 10, and he's in. Touchdown, Jets. Jermaine Kearse, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jets find a way to stretch their lead.
I think it's easy to say mission accomplished on that drive. The goal was to increase the lead. They did exactly that.
Now the punter who also does the kickoff duties, Locke Edwards, out to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Heading out as the Cleveland offense now as they get set to take over here. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Did they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because
he's got a man complete. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. They give him a gain of 38. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this.
Let's go. Easy.
Jameis now on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. He was looking for Julian Edelman that time. And now it's 2nd down.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Winston dancing to his left. And that is incomplete. Gerald Everett is tight end, the intended receiver. 3rd down here.
Sometimes the coverage is so good, no matter what you're doing on offense, you just can't shake anyone free. They try their best to find someone open, but they took away every passing alley, every angle, and shut the play down.
Winston now being chased out left. This will be caught inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. Now Winston. Oh, he can't hang on. That was a dream chance for any D lineman to possibly get a pick, but instead it falls down incomplete. Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Here's Winston. He'll buy some time right. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Ricardo Lewis, his 1st touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Browns are back within a score. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Gonzalez now to kick this one away. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. The Jets offensive unit To get going here. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads. Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now, but let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points. Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. But they picked up a little bit of yardage there, and now in this situation, should be in no hurry to run a play really fast. Let the clock wind down.
Flex round! Flex round! Four down, check! Four down!
That one looks like he'll throw here. Buying time to his left. And some space here. And he'll avoid the tackle there with a slide. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down. And we have to give credit to him for buying time and extending the play. But you know, there's some really upset defenders on that one. They thought that they had him. Instead, he was coated in Teflon and got away. They'll pitch it out to Elliott. And some room to work. Ezekiel Elliott going to take it the distance. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Ezekiel Elliott, 58 yards. And the Jets are going to add on to their lead. And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet? Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there. Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good about your chances. And now Cleveland geared up to take the field. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do? Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly. Yep, 2-score game. Onside kick and get the ball back, and then score again. But they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly. Then they'll take it from there. Crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game.
Let's go, let's convert. Hey, sub. Follow.
Winston to throw. To the left side and complete for Julian Edelman. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining. Well, we haven't been shortchanged on offense. Another fun play to watch there on the deep pass. This game has the feel of, what, a turkey bowl, a Thanksgiving Day. You know, when we get together this year, when the Davises and the Goggins get together, that's what our playbook's going to look like they're drawing them up in the dirt. And so far, it's working for both of them. Well, Charles, they were close in the end, but they couldn't get that last play, that last little miracle play done. They were within striking distance, but couldn't find a way to score. They definitely had hope. They definitely had opportunity. Just unable to cash in at the end. Not an easy play by any stretch, but they definitely had a chance. So for the Jets, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll get a few days to savor this one before they take on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, the early struggles continue as they'll sink to 0-3. And they'll be off to Oakland next week for a date with the Raiders.